What's up, everybody? This is Currency Capital / Mr. Smiles a Lot with a Let's Talk Media LLC audio podcast. My buddy here again, Brandon Kacar / at Aviation Expert 314. So, unfortunately, my microphone broke. A lot of fun. So, we're going to try to do this podcast as best as we can with a broken microphone. I think the audio should sound okay because of the fact that I think the acoustics in here are fine. Might have a little bit of noise in the background because we're in the main
complex lobby.
He's getting renovations done in the spot, so we're going to try to keep it kind of quiet but be respectful. Anyway, how you doing today, man?
Not too bad. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in it feels like a year. Has it been? I hope not.
Probably just a month.
Couple of months, yeah.
I'll say no more than a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, shoot. Let's see, something funny. I don't know. Anything funny or cool going on in your life? Besides work stuff,
No, it's really the same stuff. Just same old things. I'm just trying to maybe get life squared away, and hopefully when I get the unit renovated, we can make some changes to it and put some upgrades in there too. Other than that, no, I'm just enjoying life as it is.
Yeah, man, I know what you mean. I'm just trying to, figure out ways to make, my area of work safer and do little intricate things behind the scenes, especially since my director is on his way out the door. Not badly. He's retiring, so I'm going to have a new director, which is whatever. Hopefully the new guy's cool.
Did I tell you that I'm being reconsidered for Targo Park again.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I'm a little upset about it too because the chief, he's also leaving too. Next week is this last week, and I really liked him a lot. He was pretty cool. Yeah. Easy on lay back, fun to work with. He is like a great mentor for me too, so I'm gonna kind of miss him when he's gone. But he's still gonna be like around every now and then just to help out around the park. But as a full superior or full leader, leadership role, no, he's going into a whole other field for what he's doing.
All right. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh my. No, I'm actually studying to get my PSP, which is a I'm going to be a physical security professional, and basically it's I would get my license through ASIS or ASIS, and what I'm studying right now, as you already know, is risk assessment and why having an SS safety. What is it? SSR SSP? Hold on. something program safety security or safety. It'll come back around. It'll come back around, but I'm learning a lot. What I'm learning about now, especially I'm on page 10, 8 or 10, is how a lot of people don't think about the after effects of something happening. Yeah. You can protect a spot or the assets, so, whether that's people or a building or whatever in general. But people don't think about the aftermath of what could happen. So why are you trained in knowing how to handle that functionally afterwards, whether that's mentally or physically? And it doesn't have to be anything bad. It can just be a minor little thing. So, example, like me, some of the parents around where I work, sometimes how they act like they can do whatever they want. Believe it or not, we have all these different rules and policies and procedures set into place so that those rules are regulated, but of course they don't. So you have to think about, what's a risk assessment of if they keep on doing it, then what further measures do we need to take in order to make sure it doesn't happen? Right. And then how much are we going to try to fight back versus what, the policies are of what, the school has or what we're trying to do and functioning, right? And I think and I can see why my director wanted me to go for this license specifically, because in a way I'm already doing it without even really thinking about it, because you're protecting something physical and assets. So what are the assets? It's the school. What are the assets? The children. What are the assets? The teachers. What's the assets? Checking all the doors. You know, that's the physical part. The physical part is, you know, me doing the mobile patrols. The physical part is me, and then there's also technological parts of it too, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and believe it or not, like me taking pictures of like a door that's broken, and then like going into one of my apps and circling the door.
Well, yeah, because you gotta make sure you document everything and all the evidence you have, because later down the road, this stuff is gonna become legalized through courts, and it's gonna be...
Yeah, exactly. So in a way, I'm already doing what I'm doing with like what I'm going for in my license without even thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think, you know, once I finally do get my license, I'm thinking about like trying to get contracted to like go to like warehouses, construction sites.
So is that what you want to do when you get a license? Like do warehouses, construction sites,
strip,
and that type of stuff? Like just do whatever's out there.
Strip malls, you know. Because here's the thing. What I think would actually be really cool, I think about this, right? Imagine if I had a private security company and we did exclusively like private schools, right? Yeah. Like, what do they call those schools? Internal schools or international?
What, the private schools?
There's a word for it, but it begins with an I. It's
institutions.
Institutions. Anyway, the point of what I'm saying is that my director said, how cool would it be if you had your own private security company or your own security company that is exclusively schools, and you know, you said, here's what I have to offer, and you know, I come up with like a program or a line of where I say like, you know, here's my guys doing like hand-to-hand combat training, and then show them the video, and then like here's my guys you know, doing training in an empty school, but like live firearm training, you know, but like maybe with like BB guns or something, you know, to show that like, you know, if this happens, like we'll know what to do, you know, if this situation happens, and show people that, and then like show them that like instead of just making them, you know, shoot every 6 months, you know, I make them do like a monthly or two, or like a monthly shooting test and gun and safety course, you know, before the 6 months. And then, you know, maybe show that, like, keep them up to date with their baton and mace training and whatever else besides, you know, having to make them wait, you know, before the 5 years is up for them to get relicensed. So what I'm saying is that would be cool and all that, because then, you know, they'd be like, well, shoot, this guy is serious. He, you know, but here's the other problem, though. Speaking of risk and assets, and speaking of, you know, thinking of the aftermath, any bad little intricate thing that happens, I'm going to have to hear about it. Any bad little thing. And the more contracted to the other schools I'm contracted out to, that's going to be a lot to deal with. And on me alone as the owner of the company. Mm-hmm. So it's not that I'm trying to take the easy way out. It's just more like I want less liability. I don't want my other officers to possibly get hurt if something happens. So if they're like in an abandoned warehouse or something like that, right? Sure, they might run into like maybe a no offense, a homeless person or something, and just tell them to get off the property. Mm-hmm. And if that's it, that's it. If they don't have to pull their gun, if they don't have to arrest anyone, if as long as they just send me a report that, you know, nothing happened and they get to go home safe to their family, here's the thing. You want to have a security company, right? But let's be honest, this isn't Hollywood. We don't want our guys out there gun blazing and getting into fist fights. What I'm saying is that we
want to use de-escalation and verbal judo.
Yeah, and that's why I'm willing to have them trained. You know, whether it's me teaching them or like, let's say we get enough revenue, like I can all sign us up for like professional, you know, like, you know, hand-to-hand combat classes or whatever, like some school. What I'm saying is that, and then I'd have to worry about trying to pay for benefits too. But what I'm saying is that like, it's not that I don't think the school thing's a cool or a good idea. It's just that, and again, not to sound like I'm being lazy, but I'd rather have my guys highly trained and a less liability situation, especially when it comes to going into court for anything stupid happening, versus having to hear it on the every end of like, oh, this happened today at this school, and this happened at that, blah, blah, blah. It's not that I don't think I couldn't handle it or whatever, but it's like every situation is going to be different. Like, what if I get an email report from my, you know, from one of my officers that says, like, these two kids got into a fist fight, and I'm like, and then I got to deal with that. And then I get another email from my other officer saying, like, somebody stole someone's car in their parking lot, or just whatever, because you never know what's going to happen at different school districts or, you know.
So, let me talk to you a little bit about what I've experienced. So what I'm experiencing, and what I actually like about it, and the benefits and pros about what I'm doing for security right now, right? Yeah. So you know that I'm getting a police commission through the state when I go to the academy soon. I'm supposed to be going maybe I think in the next week or two to do my physical assessments.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna get on with one of the departments out here. So I told you about my boss. He's an off-duty retired police officer, right? Mm-hmm. Majority of our guys are off-duty or secondary police officers, right? And so my boss, the owner of our company, he is a police officer, so he's commissioned. The best part is that he hires mostly off-duty or commissioned law enforcement officers through the state of Illinois, or well, technically Missouri, because we're in St. Louis County city contractual limits. Mm-hmm. So they have to be Missouri State. They have to be Missouri State certified and commissioned, post-certified. Like we have Normandy, we have St. Louis County, St. Louis City. We have all kinds of off-duty law enforcement professionals from those departments working with us. And I'm hoping to get on with maybe Normandy PD here shortly once I get my finalization with the oral boards and the written assessments and all that stuff. Otherwise, I should be good to go. I'm hoping to hear back from them soon about that. So I'm having, I'm still praying that something like that's going to happen soon. If not, there's other departments I can always go for. I have other departments out there, chasing me down, trying to recruit me and stuff like that. So I'm not giving up, but I can also enroll as an open recruitment in the academy, which I already got my foot in the door for that too, because I'm getting my assessments done next week at the academy. So the best part is that when I get my post and commission through state Missouri or St. Louis County, the best part is that I don't know if you thought about this or not, but how cool would it be if me and you did like a dual company, contract dual company where you can watch over your armed officers, security, and I can take care of the secondary police portion of the company.
That'd be pretty sweet, actually.
Because I know what's like working with secondary police officers too.
Yeah. See, and
I've been learning a lot from my boss too about secondary police work, even though I'm just security, but I have been learning quite a few things about secondary off-duty police work. Right. And as a matter of fact, some of our posts and locations we have are both a mixture of armed security and secondary combined together too.
Okay.
So I could help you put that together and organize that too on how to have an organizational post plan for armed security, vice versa, secondary PD with their pay rates, clientele rates, and that stuff too. Okay,
that'd be cool. Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that as I get further into my studies. The thing is that people have asked me, and I've always said to people like, I think I want to do something in law enforcement, and then like after let's be honest. It's not that I don't think I can be a police officer, just I don't know if I want to, and I know what I'm good at. Yeah. And you and I, we're both very good at security. And it's just that, not that I don't want to, it's not that I don't, obviously if I start my own security company, I mean, that's, and especially if I make my guys armed and basically have as much jurisdiction as I can, as much as the police do.
And just think about it too, with me holding a post and commission, with all the training knowledge I have, I can help with company extensive training and with report writing and court appearances and
that's what I'm saying is that
and stuff like that too. I could easily have easy communication with local PD for our contract 3 clients and stuff too.
See, that's what I would need help with, because the thing is that, again, I'm good at security. It's just like the other stuff is that, not that I'm not good at it, it's just the other outside things I need help with. But not only that, but it's like, I think I'm good at security, and I think I'd be really good at running my own security business. Being a police officer, don't think so. I'm trying to run a police business, and I don't think that would, again, it's not that I don't want to, it's just like, I just feel like let me put it this way, what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to go for, is not that I'm trying to be a police officer. But I'm just trying to see with how I can function and making a difference in this world without having to deal with dealing with what they do. You know what I mean? Well, think about it. Security does the jobs that police don't want to do, and that's what makes it honestly better for us and a little bit safer. Again, strip malls. Abandoned warehouses, again, construction sites. Even when I was as much as I loved my old job, when I was doing security, for Deerbergs, I was dangerous because of, you never know who's coming in and who the crazies were and what was going to happen.
You should see the stuff that I'm dealing with now, especially downtown in the city too. Mm-hmm. Like, as we do security, armed security, secondary police for like a couple gas stations downtown.
Yeah.
A couple warehouses in the city, a couple abandoned hospitals. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
You should see the stuff that we've been dealing with for the past several nights. I can't get into too much detail because it's confidential, but I'll just lay it there.
Well, no, trust me, there's a lot of reports and things like that happen that I wish I could say and talk about, but as you already know, for legal and professional reasons, we don't want to do that because you don't want to lose our license anyway.
And we're there because we're there to do. We're not there to do the job of the police, but we're there to help them out with the stuff that they don't have time to do for, especially in the city, because they have bigger rules, responsibilities going on that they got to take care of. To where we can just take care of the little things, such as like a panhandler, a loiter, peace disturbance creator, or minor theft. Something like that in that area.
Yeah.
Because you call PD, they're not going to come out to tell someone to leave the lot when we're already there telling them to leave. That's not going to happen. That's out of the option.
And let's be honest too. Like speaking of like try to function as like a security officer and things like that. It's not that I don't have it great now. Don't get me wrong, especially with where I'm working and whatnot. But it's just like it'd be nice to be able to have my own company that's successful. So that way I can do my like own thing for my family, you know what I mean? And that's the ultimate goal to me,
Yeah.
It's not that we have a house. Yes, I've got an amazing little boy, an amazing wife, and an amazing job. No, why would you want to leave? It's not that I don't want to leave. Like, I'm going to stick around my job as long as I can until I get this license. But the thing is that once I do, if I can make things soar and take off, I'm gonna do it. I don't see why not.
And that's the other thing too. If I get my post commission through the state, and it comes to hiring people, I could hire anyone from any department, municipality, county, city, sheriff's department, you name it, as long as they hold a state post.
Right. Which I think I do. Wait, let me think. Yeah, because I got my county, like, it's on my belt in my pants. Not here, but not on me. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just one of those things of where I don't know what made me want to do security, but, because it's scary. It's not scary. It's not easy. So my eyes are kind of like, the weather's pollen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, man, it's just, I don't know. Like, I love it. But man, with the stuff that we deal with, like, and I know you probably deal with more criminal stuff. I used to deal with more criminal. Now I just deal with, annoying parents and, entitled people. But that's about it. And thank God. But I mean, like, there's still some scary things that happen sometimes. Like, without saying too much and to be respectful and professional, there's a young lady who was not feeling well, and she was laid out on the grass by one of our entrances, and then come to find out she's a temporary worker, and she just wasn't feeling well, and that's fine, whatever. I went to go check on her, make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, hey, just make sure you're okay, because, like, if PD drives by or whatever, I don't want them, calling the paramedics or making, because it could cause a scene, and just making sure you're okay, because, like, I've gotten 3 calls about you, It's very nice, very respectful, didn't yell at her, And I was very professional in the way I handled things, but the thing is that, like, imagine if she was, like, passed out. Imagine if, you know what I mean? Like, that could have been a serious. So what I'm saying is that, it's not that I don't deal with scary things, but because you never know when they could or couldn't happen or pop off.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's always unpredictable. Like, I feel like, to be honest with you, sometimes it's going to sound crazy. I'm not saying that things are predictable when you're a police officer, but I feel like things can sometimes be a little bit more scarier as a security officer, only because the stuff that we deal with is very random. They do pop up randomly. I feel like with police officers, they get so used to it and they're so honed into it because it happens to them all the time, like almost every single day, right?
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to us, it doesn't. So when it does, it's not that we're not, we can't handle it. I'm saying we need to be hardened, like, oh, look at me, I'm Mr. Big Tough Guy. No, but it does catch us off guard sometimes. We're like, wait, what? You know, as opposed to where a cop's like, You know, do I sometimes wish I was like that? Sure. But I also like having an emotional reaction because that makes I'm human. And that doesn't mean I need to feel like I need to be Mr. You know. And that's the thing is that if I do start my own company, I would also show and provide that too. I'd be like, look, these are trained officers, highly trained, but they're not jerks. They're not gonna, you know, yell at people. They're not gonna be like this or that, like how you see most security. They're not gonna be like these, like you know what I'm saying without saying too much, but like how society wants to see them or wants to label us or think of how we are, you know. And that's why, you know, you and I know it's hard, but we need to keep being nice to people, especially on the job, because like, what if it comes back to haunt us? Like, what if, you know, what if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and the next thing you know, off duty, they find you, and then they do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without saying too much.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't want. So it's one of those things where, especially since I want my guys to be armed for their own safety, I don't want them to do something stupid. And like next thing you know, the guys are like, "Oh, you're not." And he runs into somebody that he had a bad interaction with, like, "Oh, you don't have your firearm now. Let's see how tough you really are." And the next thing I know, one of my guys get popped.
Yep.
No, like no, thank you. So what I'm saying is that it's hard though. It is so hard.
It is.
You know, especially when I was doing armed security before, but it's just the little things. Let's put it this way, like, it doesn't sound that bad, but when it's a little thing that's just one after another that pops on top, that's when it's like, okay, really? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I will say this, though, I'm glad it's not as much of a headache of the stuff I used to deal with, you know what I mean? Like, keeping track of, like, whose faces who, as you already know. I don't need to get into it, but, man, it's...
Right.
I think, and, you know, I'm not saying that we need to get praise, but I don't know why people are so mean to security, and I don't know why they give us so much, you know, just trouble. Like, I don't understand. Like, then they give us some slack, because, like, the thing is that, well, I mean, I know nowadays people don't respect authority no matter what, but just like, can you just, do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been talking my head off. You go ahead, man. Sorry. This coffee's kind of kicking in. It feels real good. No,
Got the best coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, no, yeah, I feel the same too sometimes. Like, when I'm out in the park doing my rounds and stuff, I just, like, I mean, when I'm working in the park, it's kind of the same thing what you do at the school, really. It's really kind of the same stuff, really. It's not like vice versa where we deal with all the other BS that goes on, like at the gas stations or warehouses and stuff, too. But, yeah, I'm trying to get my post and commission in so I can try to move upwards and move forward with it, too.
Yeah. So, like, what'd you do? So, you were security, but you also work for the secondary police. So, like, what does that mean? Like, can you explain that?
So, I'm still technically armed security.
Sure.
The company I'm with is owned and operated by an active off-duty police officer somewhere in Illinois they provide secondary off-duty police services to.
Okay.
And if I get commission, then I can pick up secondary police work too.
I feel so dumb, dude. I was like, wait.
That's what I'm saying too. If you start this company, and I have my commission imposed by the state with the academy, then I could provide off-duty secondary police services too with you guys.
Okay. I wonder, do you guys get benefits? I don't know if you can pick your hours, but it's not that I want to.
We can.
Technically, but it depends on where you're going, and what they want. Man, if you guys had like a 7 a.m. to 3:30 like I do right now, I would gladly possibly move on from what I'm doing.
Sometimes we have shifts like that. Sometimes we have like midday shifts, overnight shifts, 12 hours overnights, 12-hour days. It's just in and out of the blue mix.
Yeah, that's the thing is that if I had my own company, I would kind of maybe try to have the same schedule that like I do now, you know, or maybe split it up depending on how many people I have on my team, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe I could have one guy do like 6 hours somewhere else and then switch out and do another 6 hours, or like, you know, or maybe have one guy do 8 hours at one spot for a whole 8, or if they want to, maybe do like 3 hours, have a guy like do 3 hours, you know, and then have another guy do 3 to make up a 6-hour shift. I don't know, something like that. And
see, the way I want to do things too for the police, the way I want to do things too for the police side is that I want the police side to have like night shifts, really. So I want night shifts to be strictly mostly like secondary police or off-duty police, because that's when most of the things happens. That's when a lot of the bad stuff goes on. Yeah. All the action is going on, and it's just all the wolves are out then.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking is that, like, I wonder if it'd be better to have guys do the day shift and then be off in the afternoon, because of the fact of, like I said, even though that nighttime might be a little bit safer, there's not a whole lot goes on. Because the fact that the place will be abandoned, or the fact that there's no one around, you're right, it is more dangerous. Because, you know, put it this way, you never want to have a situation where you have to pull your firearm with a whole bunch of people around, but you'd rather deal with the daytime shift, in my opinion, right? Because of the fact that there's a lot of people around. I know people are crazy, but if they see a whole bunch of people and they're not thinking, they are thinking, I can get away with this, but they're also probably thinking, well, do I really want to? If they're thinking right, you know what I'm saying? So, like, let's say that I'm a security company, right, and then I get a strip mall contract somewhere, you know, and then some crazy guy comes up and looks like he wants to do something. I'm the one on duty, and I'm standing there like this. He's going to see me. He's going to see like 2 or 3 other people. I'm gonna, you know, like at each door. Like, cause I'm going to have a company to where it's not just me on duty. It's me and a few other guys, you know, and then my other office. I would like to have at least 3 officers at one like location, and like every other location have like at least 2 or 3. Yeah, I think that'd be way safer than just, you know, obviously. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he'd see me and he'd see my 2 other officers just standing like this, you know, being nice and everything. What I'm saying is that.
And I don't like it how it would have like a mix of armed security and then off-duty police working together. I'd rather be 2. You know, that's the way I want to do it too.
Right. Yeah.
So like, when it comes to like having the night shifts, I want 2 police officers together or more, whatever.
Right.
2 or 3.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
I don't care. I'm not trying to, you know, say anything bad about it or anything like that. Saying it's not like a bad idea or anything like that. It's just, I feel like off-duty police would have more authority and more authority, really, I want to say, because they hold the commission, they hold that post license. To where armed security, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't see it being a good combination, having armed security and off-duty police work. I mean, I don't mind it, I like it, but I just, like at nighttime, for example, I don't think it's probably a good idea to have off-duty police and armed security together. Well, you know what? No, hold on. Would you want armed, unarmed, or just armed strictly?
Let me put it this way: if I would let them do either one that they wanted. Especially if they don't feel comfortable having a firearm, that's fine. Then I'm gonna make them at least have mace and baton. I'm not gonna let my officers not go.
So the way I would do it then,
it depends on what they want, and I would be that. Right. That would be that director, that supervisor. That's like, hey, let me be. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's better to have one just in case. But if not, and if that's the case, then maybe I could get them that burn up pepper spray gun. You know, that shoots the balls out.
The way I would do
or something, or like maybe
the way I would feel comfortable doing it is having an armed security officer and an off-duty police officer together, then rather than armed security and police together, or unarmed security and armed security together.
Because if you have because let's say that one of my guys doesn't want to be armed. And let's say that we could somehow, or like I could, or you could somehow find the precinct of that area and be like, hey, could we hire, you know, through contract, an off-duty police officer just to sit in his car in the parking lot, you know, armed, just to watch everything while the security officer just, you know, looks around the stores or whatever. And if they're like, oh yeah, sure, you know, maybe something cool, something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Like, or is that
something like that?
I mean, there's things that I think the last thing you want to do in that situation is you don't want to get confusion of power. And it's not that you're trying to be like, over the police, but it's one of those things that where we're there to prevent things from happening before. Just because the thing is that we don't want to get the police involved because the less we have to call them, the better, right? So I feel like I can see why you would think that that'd be confusion of power. Of like, it's like, well, what's the point? Tell me if this makes sense, right? You're probably thinking, what's the point in me being here if there's already a police officer who has full authority, more authority than me as a security officer? I might be armed. I might baton, mace, whatever, taser. If you have
it's
the license.
Just based on your liability, vice versa.
Right?
We're a city body.
Yeah,
you guys are a private body.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. So. I think that like teeter totters on.
But I want to try to get it to where that won't apply, where they're working for us when they're on our time.
Yeah.
But again, they do hold their police powers off duty.
Right.
They just don't hold their city powers.
Yeah, sorry, I just kind of stretched my arm there. I worked out today and that kind of hurt my bone a little bit. Some just popped in my arm. I think I'm okay. Pardon me. Yeah, no, but I know what you mean, man.
Another thing too is like wear of uniform too.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want them wearing their department uniform when they're on our time, but at the same time, no. You know what? Yeah, I would rather them wear our department uniform during our time rather than their department uniform.
Right.
Or otherwise, they could just wear professional, tactical type clothing during our time, like black polo shirt, khaki pants, or navy blue pants, whatever. I don't care. Just something professional. But something that doesn't represent their department. But if they want to have the brand police, that's fine, as long as they have their post on their person.
Sure. I know what you mean. It's like
because that's technically not illegal. No. It is legal.
Right.
They just have to have their state post commission on their person.
Right.
To wear the brand police.
Mm-hmm. That's like.
And as long as we have a state-approved documentation too that we're a secondary police provider.
Well, that's kind of like that T-shirt, that really nice polo one that I got, that like silk one.
Yeah.
Or that's almost like it fits like Under Armour, but like it's kind of loose. Remember the American flag patch I have on it, and on the back in silver it says security. Yeah. But since I don't work for Kevin anymore, I don't have a patch on it. But that's okay, because guess what? Because it's just a black shirt that says security, and the only patch is an American flag. If there's ever a secondary security job like that, I could wear that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no company.
Like, that's what I do right now. I wear my. I don't wear like a polo shirt, but I just wear like a tactical T-shirt. My Under Armour T-shirt, the black T-shirt with the flag on the side and the back. Yeah. I wear that, and it's legal.
So like, if I wanted to let's say. I don't think anybody wants to really have a job as a bouncer dealing with like drunk people, but let's say I somehow got a second job as a nightclub bouncer every now on occasion, or like maybe every now and then on a weekend, like I could use that shirt as a thing, or other security. I don't know, but I don't know, something fun like that. Not fun, but something different, But I'm trying to think, man, like. Yeah, and like I said, it's not, again, going back to like wanting to be police versus being security.
So, and the other thing too about secondary police is I don't want them there to use their authority on the offenders. I just want them there to provide presence and intimidation too, to scare off the offenders. I don't want them to go hands-on or anything like that unless it's deemed justified.
Yeah, no, you never want to do anything out of the jurisdiction of what of what county wants or the municipality wants of wherever you are. Yeah. Or of what the policy of what your company wants, or especially the company that you're working for. And see, I think that's always the other issue with security. Maybe not contracted, but just security in general is. Again, like I know I keep talking about this a lot, but like what you want to get done, try to function, how to make things function better, versus what they want, and then try to things coincide and commingle. Yeah. But the problem is nobody agreeing with how you're doing things or seeing your side of things, so they're like, and then it keeps getting pushed under the rug, and then it's like, well, it's like you want me to be security here, and you want me to try to make things better, and I'm trying to, and I'm trying to do it like without overstepping the boundaries of what the policies are here, but that can be hard to do sometimes,
Right.
So because of that, it's like, and I'm not talking about like where I work. I'm just talking about security in general, as a whole, in general. I mean, shoot. I mean, but that's the thing is that, I don't know. I think that once I finally get this license, however long it takes me, I think that even though that I'll probably, let me put it this way, all right? Even though that I'll be doing general security that most people do, well, watching over daytime, like I said, daytime strip malls and things like that, because my guys will be so highly trained, because they will be so well functioned at their job, because they'll be so elite at what they do, or at least I make sure that they will be.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that they're top of the game so that they can make the biggest difference, even though that they're just doing regular functional security that most people do. Like, even though they might be thinking, oh, I'm just standing here or like walking around this area doing nothing, like making sure these people are safe. It's like, I want them to realize that the difference that they're making and make them feel good about it too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Versus like them thinking, oh, they're like worthless, or like, and I don't know, and I want them to be in the community area where they feel valued and they feel something of worth, because I don't want them going home at the end of the day feeling like I did absolutely nothing, like this is a waste of my time, this is a waste of my life, because I don't want them to feel like that.
Yeah.
Because, and if I can afford it, shoot, maybe get them like, therapists if they need it, something like that. But right. I don't know. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah. We've been talking for almost 40 minutes, and I should probably get going to the store to get a new microphone. I think this podcast will come out sounding just fine. Yeah. So, you good, man? You got anything else to say, or any? Okay, well, I guess we'll leave things off with. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What is your best advice out there to everyone when it comes to safety and security, and just everything in general? Like, no matter who they are or what profession they do or whatever they got going on in life, what's your best advice to everyone out there?
Be aware of your surroundings. Always be protective of yourself. Be prepared to defend and attack if necessary, deemed necessary. If you need training, defensive tactic trainings or anything like that, you can always come to me or come to you or whatever, and we can give you some tips, some tactics, maneuvers, and help you out with training and stuff like that too.
Oh, hello. Well, anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap things up here. Yeah, his kids need him. Anyway, hey, bud, thanks for again. Hey, that was some really great advice. Everybody, this has been Carpet Caps, also has some Mr. Smiles a Lot, and Brandon Kacar / Aviation Expert 314. Love you all. If you live in St. Louis and you need a market advertiser or a martial arts coach, please let me know. Thank you all for tuning in, who are listened, and I'll see you all next time.